This is the electric scooter that made my commute feel calm and predictable, even when the road got rough. It blends power, comfort, and real security in a way that actually changed how I move through my day. I would put this in the adult commuter category, especially for riders who want a sturdy platform with meaningful range and confident speed. If you care about a smooth ride on mixed surfaces, do not want to baby your scooter over every crack, and you like the idea of a removable battery and built-in security, this is aimed at you. I ride e-scooters to replace short car trips and to keep my schedule flexible, and this one fits that use without feeling like a toy. The design looks muscular, but what matters is how it feels in hand and underfoot. The stem locks up with a solid click. The deck is wide enough that I can plant both feet without thinking about it, and the grips do not twist or get slick when my hands are sweaty. The 10-inch off-road tires have real volume to them, so they take the edge off chatter before the suspension even starts working. There is suspension at the front and at the back, which is the thing that kept my knees from bracing every time I saw a seam or a pothole. The folding mechanism feels overbuilt. It takes a firm push to release, and it snaps in with authority when you bring it back up, which gave me confidence that the stem will not wander while riding. Folded, it is compact enough to go in a trunk or fit beside a desk, but it does weigh about 60 pounds, so lifting it upstairs is not fun, and carrying it for any distance is a workout. Setup was straightforward and took me under 20 minutes at an unhurried pace. I lifted the handlebar arm until I heard that clean lock sound. I connected the control cable and aligned the bar, then used the included screws, 2 on each side, to cinch it down. The rear fender goes on with 2 screws aside as well, and the rear light cable is easy to spot and plug in. Everything I needed was in the box, including the tools, and the packing foam kept the parts well protected. I powered it up, set my 2-number lock for the battery compartment, and rolled a few feet in each mode to get a feel for the throttle and brakes before heading out. Daily use is where I notice the small design decisions. The central display is large and easy to read at a glance for battery level, speed, and mode, although in bright noon sun it can wash out a little. The plus and minus keys on the left shift between 3 speed modes. Mode 1 tops out around 15.5 miles per hour, which is perfect for crowded streets and trails. Mode 2 pushes to about 20 miles per hour, a sweet spot for most urban riding. Mode 3 opens it up to about 28 miles per hour. The throttle on the right has a smooth throw. Off the line, it is gentle in the lower modes and more urgent in the fastest mode. If you are new to e-scooters, I would recommend staying in the lower modes for a bit and working up, because the punch in Mode 3 can surprise you the first time. Braking is predictable and consistent after a short break-in period. The first day the brakes felt a bit glassy, but by the second ride they had more bite and I could modulate speed without grabbing. Performance is anchored by dual motors that are each rated at 500 watts. In daily terms, that means I can keep a steady clip without micromanaging the throttle, and I can climb neighborhood hills without bogging down to a crawl. On my test route, there is a long incline that usually exposes weak motors. In Mode 2, the scooter held a steady pace without sounding strained. In Mode 3, it crested that slope with room to spare. Stability at speed is very good. The combination of tire volume, suspension, and a sturdy stem keeps the deck planted, and I did not feel the vague wobble I have found on lighter scooters. Range is strong for commuting. On a mixed route that included paved streets, a bit of gravel path, and some stop-and-go traffic, I covered close to 30 miles on one charge while mostly riding in the first 2 modes and dipping into the third for short bursts. That is close to the stated maximum of about 32 miles, and it felt realistic. The removable battery is a genuine quality of life feature. I like being able to bring just the battery inside rather than wheeling the whole scooter to an outlet. Removing it is simple once you unlock the compartment with the 2-number lock, and reinstalling its seats with a confident click. I charged it under my desk at work and reattached it in seconds when it was time to go. Real-world conditions are where this scooter stands out for me. On broken city asphalt, the suspension keeps the deck from kicking up into my feet. Over brick crossings and expansion joints, the tires and suspension together take the harshness out and the scooter tracks straight. On a gravel cut-through that I use to avoid a busy intersection, the tires find grip without stepping out, and I never felt that chattery skate that cheaper tires produce. On a grassy path in the park, I backed the speed down and still felt in control. At night, the front light throws a clean beam far enough that I can pick my line before I get there. The rear red light is bright, and the blue accent lights along the sides are not just for show. Cars notice them, and I felt more visible when I crossed driveways or shared space with traffic. I wish there were a quick toggle for the side lights on the handlebar, but they are not a gimmick. They help. One workday use case sold me. I left home before dawn, cruised in mode 2 through a stretch of battered asphalt without tensing up, locked the battery compartment when I parked outside a coffee shop, and never worried about someone tampering with it while I sat by the window. The 2-number lock for the battery bay and the locking latch for the folding mechanism add a layer of security that feels practical. After work, I popped the battery from under my desk, clicked it back in, and took a longer scenic route home along a river path. I switched between modes based on traffic and surface, and I never felt like I had to nurse the battery. That kind of flexibility is the point of getting an e-scooter for me. It needs to be easy, predictable, and ready to go when I am. There are a few quirks. The scooter is heavy. If your commute involves multiple flights of stairs or frequent lifting, you will notice every pound. The folding latch is very secure, but it was a little stiff out of the box and loosened up after a few folds. The display can be hard to read in harsh sunlight unless I tilt it just right. In the fastest mode, the throttle curve off the line can feel a bit jumpy for the first few feet, so I learned to roll on the throttle instead of stabbing it. None of these were deal breakers for me, but they are worth knowing. On the convenience side, the day-to-day touches are strong. The deck has real grip that does not chew up shoes. The kickstand has a wide foot and does not sink into hot asphalt. Cable routing is tidy enough that I am not snagging anything when I fold it. The bell is loud enough to be heard on a bike path. The charging port cover seals with a reassuring snap. The whole package feels like it was built to be used every day, not just on weekends. What makes this scooter feel smart are the features that actually change routine. The removable battery means I charge where I want. The dual lock system means I can step away for a coffee without staring at the door. The 3 sensible speed modes mean I can tailor the ride to a bike lane, a mixed-use path, or a fast arterial without digging into settings. The suspension and tire setup means I stop planning my route around the smoothest streets and start choosing the most direct path. If you are a commuter who wants a stable, comfortable ride with meaningful power and range, and you like the idea of real security and a removable battery, this is a strong pick. If you need something feather light to carry up long flights of stairs every single day, or if your riding is mostly trained to office with lots of lifting in between, the weight will be a drawback. For the way I ride, the Gotrax G4 Series Electric Scooter 2024 earned a spot in my routine because it lets me focus on where I am going, not on what the pavement is doing under me. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and tell me what you want to know next in the comments. Thank you for watching.